Survive and advance. The mantra of every team when faced with a bracket as tough as what the teams have faced this weekend. 4 teams have done exactly that. And now, we've finally reached the home stretch. It's time to put a team into the grand finals. Our story today begins with the Blue Wall looking to go back-to-back. In their way, the reigning world champions looking to claim another major. Only one team can go straight to the grand finals. This is Championship Sunday. This is Rocket League. And this is Otherworldly.
No team has managed to get 2 majors to their org names. BDS and KC, both of them have got a full major. No one has doubled up.
And only 2 players in Rocket League history have put 3 RLCS titles on their names. But here on Monkey Moon trying to become the 3rd to do that. Of course, joining the illustrious K-Dop and Turbo Pulsar. The winner of this match is going to be heavily favored to take the whole thing. It's so difficult to win twice in a row. Through the lower bracket already, BDS testing Karmine Corp's goalkeeping. Karmine Corp do prevent the early goal.
All of our regions, they run the same format. Run 3 different events. Only one time has a team managed to come ahead, win the bracket reset, and crown themselves regional champions. This match is so important to both teams. Best of 7, timeouts available for both squads. Vatira looking for the backboard. He's out of boost, however. Rise to try and clear away. The replacement coming in at the last moment. He took himself down in overall RLCS points when he moved away from Oxygen. Said that this was a squad for a world championship. Right now, it'd be hard to say otherwise. BDS have been impervious. Vatira, beat to the ball. You're gonna have to get ahead of him every time you can.
Yeah, Vatira's looking very, very quick at the start of this match. For me, he's been the player who's been the fastest to the ball so far. Looking like the most dangerous, and BDS haven't really been too vulnerable, but I think the confidence is very clear. Vatira has been here before. He's been here more recently than BDS. The last time that they were in this position, they succeeded.
It's the first time that we've seen BDS at a major since they won the World Championship. Well, I was wondering where they went. Well, they are peaking at the right time of the season. As for KC, yesterday when we got to broadcast them against Moist Esports, it was actually Itachi and Exotic that were really the standout players. Nothing they did in offense was ever going wrong, although this certainly has. And Exotic had to get the half flip perfect, otherwise that was going in.
Both teams prioritizing rotations at the moment. We haven't seen too much lingering upfield for any kind of demos. That was a bit of a chance there for BDS, but multiple Karmine Corp defenders in position. Now Itachi actually fakes the redirect. Monkey Moon and Seiko just had to wait for that one to reach them. Opportunities both ways. End-to-end stuff in game 1. Rise accidentally doubles that back to the corner. Seiko is ready in the middle.
Love that we saw from earlier on from Itachi, just giving that look. You can just jump up, you don't have to make contact, you just have to make the defense second guess. Now on target, what a save!
That pass in field has been Karmine Corp's main weapon. Many events, many series this season. Oh, big chance, Seiko puts it in! That's the mistake from KC. They couldn't keep the ball in their back corner. Itachi looking to chaperone it into a safe position, gets dunked on.
Just nowhere to go for Itachi. So much great work done though from Monkey Moon. Had 2 players surrounding him. Did not worry. In fact, he looked like the more dangerous player in that spot. Dared anybody to head towards him. Now it's Itachi's turn. Goes backboard, leaves it. Exotic was moving on in, but that backboard from BDS is a no-fly zone. Now Rise, looking for the mistake. Here comes Monkey Moon, pops back out to Seiko. Backboard, who follows? It is going to be KC, preventing the 2-0.
Karmine Corp at the Winter Major took the entire tournament without ever going to Game 5, never going to Game 7. They didn't make an ace match at any point in the tournament. Didn't need it. BDS are currently the team attempting to repeat that. Karmine Corp take it to Game 5 in their very first match. They've warmed up now, but BDS from the get-go have been the informed team this weekend. We heard it on the pre-show. Retals and Arsenal think that this is the team to beat. They do look like they've got the advantage for now, not just in the scoreline. Oh, great fake by Exotic though. That's going to be a big chance for Karmine Corp. What can Vatira do here?
Oh, what a shot!
Whoa!
Crossbar off the post! Well, that one deserved to go in. We stay at 1-0. KC, will the frustration start to bubble up? There's nobody on that far side. They'd all start to surround. In goes Vatira. Has to get the block. Itachi and Exotic takes their time. Go low. That's now playable for Itachi. Decides to try and step a teammate. Instead, off the post. Follow Vatira. He's not won it. Has to get there in time because Rise takes the shot.
Yeah, Rise missed the top corner there. He had to be quick with the shot, but another shot comes in. That one's not going to miss. It's Seiko again for BDS.
The BDS special. Never allow the clean hit. 2-0 to BDS. And KC starting to feel like it's all going against them.
And that was Vatira being, completely caught out of position there. He had the ball on top of his card, got dunked on big time. You'd expect Vatira to see that kind of thing coming. Vatira didn't really have the boost to get on the end of that center ball. Exotic opting for the back pass. It's going to be a back pass to himself. Quick look behind him there to see where the BDS player was. You notice there, had a look back, saw the pre-jump, took the ball back down low. Great awareness by Exotic, but with a little time left, that is really not a lot to be writing home about.
KC need a goal of at least a second on the clock. And as you can hear from the crowd, that time is ticking away. Rise in field, the time has gone. BDS have got game number 1. And KC walk away from it with nothing.
BDS are just that team this weekend. Can anybody stop them? They've already destroyed Vitality. They've sent Rule 1 to the lower bracket. That's 2 of the teams in the top 4 sent to the lower bracket by BDS. Karmine Corp also in the upper bracket right now, but all the teams they sent to the lower bracket are eliminated, indicating that BDS came from the stronger side of the bracket and they dominated it. All the signs are there. I mean, it wasn't too difficult for them. Just a very simple opening goal with Itachi being pounced on. Monkey Moon just centering it towards Seiko. The second goal as well. Seiko completely crushes Vatira, who's looking to catch that ball and get a 1v1 dribble started. No time. BDS are not going to sit back. They lunge in. They've made their intentions known. They absolutely deserve the opening game.
It's just the same old, isn't it, from BDS? We are so used to them playing this style of just, hey, do what you want, but we're going to do the fundamentals. We're going to do it well. What I have found quite impressive, by the way, is throughout this series, it does feel like the crowd is more on BDS's side.
Oh, part of it. Not this corner.
No, that bit over there.
Not this corner, no. We've got a very, very Karmine Corp favorite corner. I mean, the noise that area is making, I think, probably the loudest quadrant, or probably the loudest section. I think the rest of the crowd's got to step it up if they're going to match the Karmine Corp area. But, like you said, BDS have really deserved, I think. They've earned the respect of the Boston locals. They've earned the respect of the audience here. I think they are, like you said, the favorites here. Not just in terms of who's likely to win, but who I think Boston wants to see winning at this point.
Quick reminder as well for anyone joining us, this is the upper bracket, which means that whoever does lose this, not out of the tournament just yet. They'll drop down to the lower bracket where they will take on either Rule 1 or Team Vitality. Both those teams have a lot of work to do this weekend, and Rise has a bit of work to do here. He's been put in a rough spot, and now his car is gone for. KC probing for their first goal of the day.
You would have noticed a little clue as to how BDS dominate their opponents there. Monkey Moon accidentally getting too far forward. That's the big chance. Oh, great bump. Vatira makes it very easy for Exotic here. Flip reset. Air dribble over the top of Rise. Pump onto Monkey Moon. That's the sick 1v2 play. Before I can even explain BDS high defensive line, Vatira gives us a prime example of how to exploit it.
BDS do some things very well. KC have got the best player in the world. And he has got quite the cast around him. Well, here we go, right straight in. Seiko looking for the chase down, does well. And actually, that might be an opportunity. Exotic had to dive back. So important now for Casey to get this follow-up game. My goodness, Rise was needed.
Exotic's got to be careful here. Does not double tap this. That means he's wide open for the shot, but he does save. So Exotic making up for his own slight error there. Yeah, look out for BDS. We saw it yesterday against Vitality. We saw it in this game as well. Pushing up to that midfield line and looking to intercept clears early. Now, of course, if clears go high over their heads, that does mean it's very easy to redirect the ball back towards your own goal. Monkeyman has already done it once this game. I think Monkeyman and Seiko both did it yesterday against Vitality. Hard clears for Karmine Corp will be crucial to prevent BDS from getting comfortable, just advancing for free. Another big chance, but that's well blocked by BDS, and they've managed their boost brilliantly here. They're going to break free with Seiko's air dribble.
Oh, Seiko, that's on target! And who else but Vatira? Was the chance creator on the opposite side of the field, scurried on back. My goodness, was he required. Still 1-0. Casey, one of the toughest teams to break down. Once they've got that lead, it's the exact same for BDS. Just squeeze the life of their opponents, force them to get desperate. And the moment you do, that's when you're caught.
BDS not just playing for tournament favorites right now. If they can win this series, they clinch a World Championship spot. No wild card needed. That would also push Moist into the wild card, who currently sit in a direct qualification spot for Worlds. So Moist fans are Karmine Corp fans right now. They might be Vitality or Rule 1 fans later on today if BDS do make a run through the lower bracket. All BDS need is top 2 in this tournament to clinch a direct qualification to Worlds.
Considering the season they've had, that felt like a long shot.
Where's the goal steal?
That, however, was a long shot.
Well, I think Exotic's got to try and steal this. Vatira's got so many points already. I reckon Exotic just maybe put a tiny little touch on that. Maybe not. I think that might annoy Vatira.
Put the shoe on the other foot. Vatira would have stolen that. Absolutely.
Oh, Vatira would have stolen that goal. He would try and delay the goal as long as possible to let the assist time out. Of course, we're joking. Karmine Corp happy to get a goal, no matter how it happens, and they might get a third one here. It is a hard clear straight down the middle. BDS advancing, as they like to do. This time, they're caught out on the interception.
The infill passes work so well for KC against Moist. If BDS are going to hand them over to as well, then they will be more than happy to take them. What an answer. I mean, you look at the rosters of both these teams, how quickly the experience has risen. When we came out of the pandemic, these are the players that we have seen everywhere, gaining that experience, knowing how to play on a stage. If a crowd is booing, if a crowd is cheering, if the crowd is silent, no matter where these teams are, they know how to play.
Big 50-50 by Exotic, and again, BDS are caught too far forward. This is their own wrongdoing. Look how long left we have in the game. Did they really need to take those risks? Advancing all the way up the field with their third man, conceding 2 pretty careless goals. I mean, now it's completely too far gone, you would think. That's, you know, it is what BDS like to do, though. They have played Karmine Corp many times this split, and in none of those series have they sat back. They like to be the aggressive team. They like to really try and fight for the midfield. I think that's partly due to their preference, partly due to what they know about Karmine Corp. They know if they back off against KC, they're not going to have a good time.
Both the games we've had, the team that was trailing ended up not scoring a single goal. BDS would like to change that now. At least get that little bit of consolation. This game is very likely to be on the ball. Oh, Vatira, that would have been on the highlight reels for some time.
A beautiful double reset by Vatira. Trying to really destroy the BDS mental. The double tap, mate, it's 5-0. What a statement by Karmine Corp.
Just watch. Enjoy it. It's brilliant. Whenever Vatira takes to the field, 5-0, and BDS, who looks so great in game number 1, start not just from the beginning, but maybe even a couple of steps back.
How about 6 goals?
Oh, this is not a team that ever takes any time off. KC will ramp up that scoreline. There'll be all smiles before they get into the match, but they will embarrass you given the opportunity.
This is exactly what they did at the Winter Major as well. I think they 7-1 Team Liquid. They put so many goals past pretty much every team they played, at least once in every series. They just don't stop. They don't sit back and let teams come back at them. They keep on pressing forward. They keep on playing for risky interceptions. But when you read the game like Karmine Corp do, is it really that risky to play for the interception? I don't even know if it is. Exotic, absolutely phenomenal this game. Vatira completely destroyed BDS. And Itachi did not put a foot wrong. Just a really perfect game by Karmine Corp.
Let's have a quick chat as well about Vatira and the run that he has been on, because he wasn't really around in the sort of top echelon when we got completely back, when we got to Stockholm. He was kind of like on the outskirts looking in. Since then, it would have been Winter Major Final, London Major Champion, Winter Major Champion, and if he can win this event, another Spring Major Championship. All of that within the 5 tournaments that he got an opportunity. Rise is not far off, and Rise has got to do some work to deny him.
I mean, they're just by far the most consistent LAN players in the Open era. I mean, Monkey Moon as well, when he's made it, he's been very consistent. It had one blip, of course, at Spring last season. This season, he's trying to have a good Spring Major to make up for that. Really, I think it's a little bit personal between Vatira and Rise. Vatira wants to get his revenge for that loss that Rise handed to him in the fall when he played for Moist. Rise, of course, wants to one-up Vatira, wants to show that joining BDS wasn't just a good idea to make the World Championship, but to win events. Rise wants to win, that's why he joined BDS. Second place, not good enough. Third place, definitely not good enough. Losing an upper final to KC, no, not on Rise's mind.
It feels so similar to Season 8, doesn't it? Where we had that Dignitas roster, it split up, we had K-Dot over on Vitality, who are still in this tournament, we had Turbo on NRG, we still had Dignitas with Violent Panda, and you get little glimpses of that in this tournament. When those rosters, those fan-favorite rosters break up, it's not, oh, it's great to see you, it's, I'm going to prove I was the reason that roster was so big.
Just the entire reason that they're playing is to prove that they weren't the problem. Not our fault we lost to Fury.
Oh, that one still feels raw.
Yeah, they were all smiles as they came onto the stage earlier on, but serious faces when game one started.
They know they're going to beat the other player. It's like, hey, you had your chance, mate.
Nice interception there by Seiko, denying the opening goal from Karmine Corp. Vatira also stopped by Seiko. That's 2 great interceptions by Seiko, who's had an unbelievable return to form at the end of this season.
Yeah, somebody questioning whether or not it should have been him or Extra that was moved on to bring in Rise. Well, Seiko has proven that, at least when it comes to live events, he's one that can be trusted. Exotic caught himself in a little bit of a difficult situation. Now off the backboard, Monkey Moon. Oh, he's always going to hit those, and look at how close to the ceiling it gets. That's why you get Monkey Moon on your squad, because he sets all of this up. That's from one half volley.
I mean, look at this by Exotic as well. Just so composed, so calm as he takes the ball from his goal line all the way around the pitch to BDS goal. I mean, he just didn't really do anything too crazy to make it happen. We mentioned it yesterday. If there's somebody you're going to try and copy to get good results in your own Rocket League games, make it Exotic. He is one of the absolute best in the world, if not the best player in the world, at the fundamentals. Hitting the ball hard, getting good 50-50s, being in a safe position. And look at this again. It's not like he's just directly hitting the ball at BDS goal and hoping for the best. He's sniping passes, he's aiming his 50-50s. Really an underrated player, and I think he has been for his entire career.
Well, BDS have at least managed to stave off what was a poor end to the last game. Now they want to try and get a goal. In comes Monkey Moon. Vatira having none of it, but there's a demo on the goal line. Here comes Rise, delays. And Exotic goes high on the challenge. That was the correct decision. Danger goes.
And great call by Karmine Corp. If you know Rise, you know that he loves to mind game on LAN. He loves to watch his opponents flopping past in a panic. Karmine Corp kept their cool, played the ball. Rise denied the outplay.
Pop up. Monkey Moon actually be quite happy with what he's just seen. Thank you, Itachi! I'll take that!
Not the assist Itachi was looking for. That's supposed to be a back pass to Vatira, who's right underneath the ball there. Had to just half flip and try and retreat. Monkey Moon, no nonsense, just puts it into the goal. safely underneath the crossbar, safely inside the post, with no chance for Vatira to catch it.
So we're going to see now whether or not the storyline continues. Can the team that concedes first fight back? It was dominant in game one. It was even more so in game two. Good catch there from Rise, but he does need some support. Monkey Moon with Seiko to aim for, and he has found him. Always try and keep an eye on those passing lanes. That's the difficult part about being a defender, is you've got to make the right decisions. Rise decisions to get it back over to Seiko. Seiko goes ceiling, Vatira's waiting, he's challenging. XD would love to keep this pressure on. They have got the quicker follow-ups. Exotic wanted the drop-down pass, that's not going to happen. Instead, Vatira delays, flips, Monkey Moon through the smoke screen's got the ball.
It looks like Exotic's hit it the wrong way, but he's not trying to pass to the second man, he's bringing the third man into the play. 1 minute and change to go. Karmine Corp looking for the comeback. And what's Monkey Moon got in mind? Oh, he wanted Vatira to jump there, but it's fine. Exotic's got the clear covered. Only that, he finds Itachi, who finds Vatira, who wants to go for the ceiling double. It's briefly blocked, but here comes Exotic. Seiko again. He has stopped so many Karmine Corp attacks. One more to add to the list.
That was so chaotic, but he got it right. 1 minute left here. Off the backboard, can BDS double up? Seiko sort of mistimed his run forwards. Now it's Vatira, Exotic, the passing option. Exotic went a little bit late. Bit of a miscommunication there by KC. They are running out of time.
And Rise this time, the one who's playing the ball on his rotation back. He doesn't leave his teammates out to dry. Just make sure to stay active in the play. He's more than active in this play. Monkey Moon taken out of the picture though. Now Exotic with a blocker in front. Looks for the pass to the back post. Monkey Moon blocks it, but it's still in front of the net. Seiko, of course, there to stop it.
Seiko didn't just win that challenge, he destroyed it. 10 seconds on the clock. Itachi, flick, he's got nobody to aim for. Off the backboard, pops up. KC can't let this ball hit the floor anymore, but it has not been their choice. BDS answer back in a big way.
And the teams are trading shutouts. 2-0, 5-0, and now 1-0. Phenomenal stuff by BDS in that game. They answered every Karmine Corp attack. The Karmine Corp, they tried the back passes, they tried the infield passes, they tried run-ahead demos. Really just completely nullified by Rise activity in the midfield, Seiko's stellar defense, and most importantly, I think, the speed of Monkey Moon. Everybody talks about it, how quick this guy is. He's got ferocious controls with the ability to get up in the air extremely quickly. Sometimes it's better not to air roll too much. Monkey Moon knows all about that. Timeout KC, early in the match. Only down 2-1. They need a break here. They need to slow this one down, try and stop the BDS momentum, although it didn't really look like they had that much momentum. One goal, and a lot of Karmine Corp shots to after that goal as well, but KC want a moment here to talk, discuss what they can do differently.
Just get it done before you're potentially on triple match point against you.
Yeah.
Team BDS, I mean, both these teams look great. I'm terrified for whichever team has got to go on to play against them. Whoever wins this gets to the grand finals. They will have to be beaten twice in that grand final. Something that I'm very close to seeing in London, as I'm just keeping an eye over in that corner.
Yeah, can you guess who that is?
Yeah. No real prizes for getting that one correct.
Trying to energize the Karmine Corp players.
I do appreciate there's a couple of like lingering ones popping up as well. I appreciate everyone trying to get involved.
Definitely in the line of sight of KC as well. You'll notice that they've positioned themselves very well on the stage to see their supporters. Some of the most passionate fans in the esport, full of passionate fans. Great balance there. Look at the technique. Phenomenal stuff. Elevated squats. I think that's a new height that we've reached.
BDS. It has been their part of the season to take over. For KC, it is about staying on top in what is a marathon. Started off so well. They were dominating Europe. It looked like it was just going to be all KC all season as they marched their way towards a world championship. But one Rise move over to this BDS squad, one Zen entering the RLCS picture, and suddenly Europe got so much more difficult for them. As we are seeing on the field, we go to the Colosseum KC took the timeout. Let's see what they figured out. As Exotic takes the first time shot and Seiko has to be equal to it.
And Karmine Corp, like we mentioned yesterday, have some of the absolute best results after calling a timeout. So you'd expect them to do well here, but they're already in trouble. Very awkward positioning in defense, left Monkeyman uncontested, and that is a recipe for disaster.
Exotic had an argument with the post. Unfortunately, the game's been out for years. The post is undefeated. BDS 1-0 up, hurtling their way towards that grand finals.
Only dropping one game against Gen G, one game against Vitality, and on track to only leaving one for Karmine Corp as well. This is ridiculous domination by BDS. Vatira time to turn in the midfield, just strikes it first time. That will force boost to be used from BDS, even though it's not likely to end up in the back of the net. BDS have cleared it well though, and now it's their turn to attack. It's infield, stopped by Vatira, and he's still going with this one all the way himself.
Over to the wall, Itachi. Drop down challenge, Exotic can play that, but Rice still recovered. Vatira just trying to find anything, and in fact he's got his teammate! Vatira was too far ahead of the ball, now he breaks the opposite side of the field. Vatira tries to cut across, Seiko to himself. On the reset, top corner, and Vatira not only saves, he gets a pinch away, he's got some breathing room for his team, but for how much longer can you hold off?
Monkeyman from point blank range. Rise forces the mistake. Itachi trying to stay with the ball, could not get back to it. Boost was at 0 there for Itachi, so as soon as he played the heavy touch, he knew his mistake would go punished. Just over a minute in, BDS are up to 2 goals ahead.
Oh, and Rise has won the challenge to make it 3!
Too easy.
Rocket League World, your overlords have returned. BDS are dominating.
Itachi again, that time he did have boost, but he did not get his car goal side of the ball. He was trying to just kill it dead and watch Rise bounce off of it, but Rise rolled with the ball there. An easy finish for him, and it's been 3 very easy goals for BDS here, as Karmine Corp struggled to defend.
It just won't go right for them. Vatira on target. Yet again, the team that has been trailing has not scored a single time. 2-0, 5-0, 1-0, now 3-0. I don't think we've got a name for that kind of sweep when it's on both sides.
Oh, big touch. Seiko again, he's just been really on point today. Anytime Karmine Corp have half a chance to create it, even just a shot and goal, Seiko's there, and again, who needs boost when you've got Seiko ready to clear the ball to the halfway line? This is really just showing the levels that Seiko has to his game. He came into the scene at the start of 2021. Oh, hold that thought. We've got a demo, we've got a goal. The assist from Exotic made this one just as easy for Vatira as all of BDS goals were.
Monkeyman jumped, Monkeyman hoped, and Monkeyman was wiped off the face of the field. Time to work with here for KC. They've broken that little curse that we had on this series. Now it's left for Itachi, straight into the path of Seiko.
Again, Seiko just reading the play so well there. That was a convincing fake, and Seiko now with a crossbar pitch save. Brickwall defense, and you know, I was trying to say earlier before I was rudely interrupted by a Karmine Corp goal that Seiko started off his career as the star player on an endpoint roster where he had a breakout performance, one of the best rookie performances we've ever seen, if not the best. Since then, he's become such a utility player for BDS, showing that he doesn't need the spotlight. I think that's really what's impressed me most about these French rosters, this split. No one's trying to be the guy. Oh, Rise is just crossbarred what is essentially an open net there. I mean, it was not completely open, but it may as well have been. And how much is he going to regret that?
Pops out, Itachi. Has he got the passing option? He's gone for it, but Monkeyman on the pre-jump. Now he breaks the opposite side of the field to try and put this game away.
And that's the kind of crossbar that you want from Rise, where he's just going to beat his man, and he's got Monkeyman there to finish it. Hat trick for Monkeyman. Big Evan is here to play. Karmine Corp are in massive trouble. They've already called their timeout. They just called it, and they're losing 4-1. This does not happen often. Timeouts are usually a buff for most teams. Karmine Corp especially. BDS are a special roster this event.
If they're going to make anything of this, they need a goal soon. BDS, you would not expect to ever drop a 3-goal lead at this kind of level. It'll have to be forced. It'll have to be something incredible from KC. Right now, they haven't even got a hold of the ball. Vatira tries to get over to attach. You can see Monkey Moon just shadowing the entire way, but he has got past. End up having the defensive presence of a shadow. Exotic to the wall. That's a nice challenge. Up goes Itachi. Seiko will meet him. 40 seconds burnt off. 1 minute left on the clock. Maybe an opportunity, but just look at the layers of defensive pressure that come out from BDS. They know when to send players, and they know when it's finally time to go for the big win.
And you've got Monkey Moon and Rise forcing every touch as early as possible. There's no time for Karmine Corp to really set up a point-blank range shot because Monkey Moon and Rise are pressuring the midfield so much. And then you've got Seiko putting on a spectacular third-man showing. When he's given this much time to react to the ball coming towards him, he makes the right play. He's just there every single time, completely crushing the Karmine Corp's hopes and dreams. They've definitely got the ability to win 3 in a row against BDS, but they're going to need to show us a level that we haven't seen today. Itachi was very careless early in this game, allowing BDS 2 easy goals. If they keep doing that, if they keep making these small mistakes, especially early in these games, it's going to be too much to come back from. As we do see a bit of a pre-jump there from Vatira, but they're going to need a kickoff goal here. I'm sure they're going to go for one. They need a kickoff goal, and then they also need a 0-second goal. That's going to be very difficult against BDS.
It has to be a direct kickoff goal as well, doesn't it? Because it takes about 2-3 seconds on the board.
Dead ball. It has to be a dead ball, close street, and that's what they're going for. Itachi's right there, but Monkey Moon knows, and he does not allow the ball to stay in the middle of the pitch. Hits it on the side. It shows that BDS are really paying attention, even in these pretty much 99.9% win situations. They're playing for 100. They look like they are ready to advance to the grand final, but can they do it with a 4-1 score again?
We've talked an awful lot about the interpersonal storylines coming into this matchup. Of course, we've got Vatira, of course, we've got Rise. Let's talk about the orgs real quick, because KC must be sick of the sight of BDS. Cast our minds all the way back to Fort Worth. KC will have the claim that they were the second best team in that top 8. They met BDS in the quarterfinals, took them to Game 7. After that, BDS went on to roll Furia, obliterate G2 in the grand finals. KC will think that that could have been their time.
Oh, definitely. I mean, Nolly said it many times himself. Nolly played for KC at the World Championship last year, and he thinks that they were the team who played BDS the closest, and the scoreline would indicate that, 4-3. But not what they're looking to do today. I think BDS have started this tournament, and they've really continued that form all the way through. In the fall, Vatira and KC lost 4-1 to Rise and Moist at the time. So this is maybe a little bit of flashbacks for Vatira. Just not the series that they wanted back then. Today, not lining up to be the series they want either. Won't be over for KC. Lower bracket awaits unless they can win 3 straight.
Let's find out what KC are made of. Oh, as we get Vatira needed. Well, BDS will not let the foot off the gas. Now we break to the opposite side of the field. Not the respawn that Vatira wants to see. Not only does Monkey Moon get the ball, he's got the boost. And now BDS have got their time to try and play what they want forward.
Wow, Rise had no boost there. And look at the result he's got for his team. Just getting so much for what little he had available. Seiko and Monkey Moon quick to join the attack, but Karmine Corp off the back of Vatira's defensive double. Break free briefly. Tachi's got to be careful here. Just not wanting to leave that one in front of the goal. Gets taken out of the game for his trouble. Now it's Rise, infield to Seiko. Seiko to himself, blocked twice. Itachi now, offloading to Exotic, back to Itachi. Brilliant passing by Karmine Corp. BDS likewise.
Yeah, Exotic only had 8 boosts, so he realized he wasn't gonna be able to get the power. Maybe a layoff to his teammate would. Rise now up. Strong first touch from him, just tried to dare Exotic to come and challenge him. Just Seiko, poor first touch, but he's actually been helped out by Exotic, who didn't really help himself either. Now the reset! And of course, it's Vatira again. Now the break. Great interception for Exotic. He's got one demo. He waits for the ball down. And BDS have recovered in time.
That's just great positioning by Vatira there. He knew that if he's in the goal, he has enough time to react to Seiko's flip reset and get it clear of danger. Itachi dunked on, not for the first time. I'd love to see Itachi a little bit more goal side of these 50-50s. Usually something you can guarantee when Karmine Corp are on the pitch. BDS have exploited them multiple times today, anticipating Karmine Corp's low 50 game.
Often does seem like KC are the team reacting more. BDS setting the pace. Vatira wants to go far side, double commit. In field, and even that's not going to work out. KC looking better though. Itachi scuffs the ball over the top of Monkey Moon. In goes Itachi yet again, and he's still going. They are getting multiple player commits out, but BDS recover so well that it just doesn't matter.
Yeah, BDS are almost dry up boost though. Only Seiko has 12. Now big pad spawns for Monkey Moon. That's huge. He can challenge Exotic here. And you know, without that big pad spawning, Exotic would have been uncontested there. So perfect timing for Monkey Moon. He knew it was coming up. That's all BDS needed to break free. Vatira, point blank double. It's in!
The moment requires a special player. Vatira has always been considered one of the best in the world. He needs to be at that level for KC. And now for KC, they hope that the story continues. The team with the first goal has always gone on to win the game. Now can they add a second one? It drops nicely, but Rise recovers well, and he sets up for another save. BDS now find themselves on the ropes.
No, it's actually KC who have almost no boost. Seiko with a bit of time. It looks like he's bounced off the wrong side of Rise there. He wanted that one to go goalwards. 2 minutes to go. BDS on their first of 3 match points. Is a seemingly accidental team pitch. Gives Karmine Corp another chance to go. BDS are defending well for the most part. They're intercepting many a pass. Got to look out for Vatira's solo play potential though. Not solo playing there, Itachi's clearing the way for him. Karmine Corp again showing their play style is still what they believe in. They're not going to sit back and defend a 1-goal lead. They're going to try and add to it.
Against a team like BDS though, that could be so dangerous. One clear ball, and this might turn on its head very quickly. But for now, KC doing what they need to do. Now the break. Rise with Monkey Moon in support, looks for the bump.
Oh my.
That could have gone anywhere. 1 minute on the clock, that's a little bit better there from BDS. They have run out of time now, and it's time to now start sending the kitchen sink.
Yes, it's Seiko there. I think he was trying to just hit the ball straight into the ceiling. He accidentally passed it to Karmine Corp. We're waiting on the back wall. Now here comes Vatira. He stopped very early again. And it's still BDS who are fighting to take control of the midfield. They're trying to build their attack. They're trying to force Karmine Corp back, and there's the opportunity. Rise to the 50. It's deflected onto the goal line, and Exotic takes it clear.
Keep an eye on the boost totals. Vatira's the only one with anything. Still, just in case, Exotic finally up with something, and he's gone for it. Seiko pops the ball to Rise. Exotic can cut rotation. BDS got one more shot at this, but they didn't have the ball. Out to the midfield, back pass. Keep control if you're Exotic. Don't let this get any more spice than it needs to be. There's the pass, there's the ball killed. And the tension rises a little bit.
And I'm very curious if BDS will call a timeout here, because I think they know if Karmine Corp can win one more, their confidence will be back, and fully back. Lots of words there from Vatira. They're still communicating well. It looks like they're very focused on the mission at hand. I've heard nothing about timeout from BDS. You're saving that one, it seems, in case we go to Game 7.
I am very curious. If we're looking way, way ahead, if we do get to Game 7, because there's the curiosity of, all right, where did the ice go? Who took the ice away from Moist? Was it Vatira? Was it Rise? Maybe we're 5 minutes away from finding out.
Why not both? I mean, that was ridiculous as well. Itachi did really well at the closing stages of that game to just keep the ball off the goal line. We had BDS charging in from all angles to try and slam it home for the tie game. And Rise, definitely one of the most consistent players on LAN. Atira, also one of the most consistent players on LAN. We talk about LAN ice, I think it's just consistency. Can you play like you would with no pressure, with nothing to play for, no stakes at all? Rise and Vatira produce the same play as they do online on LAN.
The crowd have chosen BDS. What are we going to get in Neo Tokyo? Rise off the challenge. Tira moves on in. It's a bit of a loose ball there, actually, but Seiko will claim it. Exotic to the far corner. It's a bit of a slow stop, but that's such a huge mistake! Oh, BDS! Do not let it crumble like that!
Oh, Rise, he had so much boost there. He wanted to get the perfect touch. He wanted to send that all the way back into Karmine Corp's half, but when you're looking for the perfect touch on a back wall half volley, timing is essential. And that time he went a bit too late. He did not flip in time. The ball just went straight past him, an easy mistake. Was it necessary? Could he just taken control there, perhaps?
Tira out to Itachi. Rise has won the challenge. He desperately wants to try and make up for that mistake. Monkey Moon infield if he needs it. He's left the ball entirely, but Tira takes over. Seiko, we've got a couple of bumps happening around the field. It's been a bit of a slow pace to start us off, trying to test the nerves of both teams. That one's wide, and now it's left Seiko all by himself. He's got to try and buy for time as his team gets back. Into the midfield. Good win from KC. Testing BDS on the challenges. Now Exotic, over to Itachi!
Wow. A little bit of a tilt of Monkey Moon's chair. Don't worry, I'm sure he's fine, but they're definitely looking a little bit unsettled now. 2 extremely easy goals for Karmine Corp. Big mistake by Rise for the first one. BDS just let them through there. Exotic just arrived floating in their half, actually in reverse, collected the ball and just delivered it to Itachi for the tap-in. They need to make it more difficult than that. They've been making it more difficult than that.
It's over him.
Finally, BDS
That's over him.
Oh, Vatira just got a piece of it. Monkey Moon's there. Exotic backing up Vatira there. Good call as well. No panic for Vati.
Yeah, you're gonna have to wonder if that Fennec had a little bit of a stretch option on it just to try and reach that ball. 2-0, 3.5 minutes left to play here. And Champions Field looks awfully inviting right now. Vatira back over towards Monkey Moon. Good control from Monkey Moon. He's past 2, needs a bit of support. Instead, it's Exotic getting there first. Back out. Itachi cuts rotation. Over to Exotic.
Oh!
To Vatira!
Unreal! Selfless, visionary team play by Karmine Corp. They're all smiles. BDS have completely lost control of this series. Its momentum swings heavily in the favor of the Winter Major defending champions.
3 minutes on the clock, and you start to consider to yourself, do BDS just want this over if it's going to keep being like this? You can make a case if BDS were the ones making mistakes and it was going against them, that yes, you can fix that. But KC are thriving in the circumstances. They were all smiles after that goal. Here's Monkey Moon. Got time. What can he do with it? 2 players are both gone, and Vatira, come as you like. 2 players tried to stop him. 2 players was not enough. Exotic now to Vati.
No way.
Still so dangerous across the face of goal. KC realized they do not need to send the third. They're in the driver's seat for game number 6.
It's just full confidence now from Karmine Corp. Itachi started that 3-man passing play. He won't get any points credit for it, but we all saw his impact. To find his teammate waiting in the corner, who then sniped Vatira in the middle. It was perfection. The perfect 3-man passing play. Just to silence any ideas that Vatira is trying to drag this team into the grand final. There's been impact plays from all three players. Yes, mistakes earlier on. Otherwise, they would not have ended up 3 games down to 1. Karmine Corp very much in control now.
And that's what's making this. Oh, wait a minute. Infield is Vatira. Of course, it's Vatira, just waiting on the goal line. I think that's what's made this series so captivating, Johnny, is that the range of goals we are seeing. We had that incredible passing play, but the mistakes have been incredibly prevalent as well. Such a vast range. We don't know if it's going to be the catastrophe or the brilliance. And we might find out on Champions Field which one that's going to be.
You know, we did see a very big mistake from Rise to start this game, and I think that really set the tone for BDS. They're thinking, uh-oh, this is the inevitability of Karmine Corp once again. You look across the stage, you see who you're up against. There's always that looming, almost doom, as Karmine Corp show their fighting spirit from behind. 3-1 down in a series to come back. Not the first time, but this split, they've really lacked comebacks. They have taken some beatings to the hand of BDS and Vitality. Even Hogan mode.
Oh, it's Rise. Actually, he's dropped down to Monkey Moon. Well, there's one. Not much time to play with, but if any team can do it, it's the defending world champions.
Exotic, trying to roll with the ball there. Knew that Rise was going to take him out of the picture, so he had to make a move, but BDS have to go. They don't have any more time to hold back. Double kickoff, they're going for the big win. Seiko's following it up now. Fully intentional by BDS there, trying to go for a massive kickoff win by sending 2 players with a close cheating player. I mean, that's as all in as you can get, but when you're down by 2 goals against KC, you have to take those risks.
Exceptional there by Exotic, just getting an extra tap to take the ball away from the KC end. First one to it, Seiko. They need a play, and they need it to be very quick indeed. He went for the pinch, pops the ball up, Monkey Moon, time ticking away, and they are out of it. Champions Field, here we come.
And BDS do still have their timeout. I imagine they're going to call it, but Karmine Corp have just taken 2 games in a row. The second one was the most convincing. Starting with a mistake from Rise. Yeah, Vatira's taking his headset off here. Timeout BDS. Yeah, nice stretch. I think you should all be taking notes there. Good to get up and stretch off the limbs, especially when you're sitting with the classic gamer posture, leaning forward, holding a controller. I think that's also just a kind of a flex on BDS there, showing how comfortable he is on the stage as we approach Game 7, with the winner advancing to the grand final.
The first goal has proven pivotal every single game so far. We've seen it run close. We've seen utter blowouts. What does Game 7 have in store? Johnny boy, we've got 6 incredible players on this field. I'm gonna ask you to limit it down to 2. Who are we looking at when we get into these kind of situations?
I feel like in this matchup, it's almost too easy to say Rise and Vatira. It's the personal rivalry that they've got, the history as teammates, so much success together. Now, one of them will succeed at the other's demise. It's Rise, elevating BDS back to their former glory. Karmine Corp trying to do what no other team has done in the open era. Go back-to-back RLCS victories, like the great Gale Force Esports and Team Dignitas of old.
BDS are locked in. Karmine Corp are ready to go. 5 minutes in the most legendary stadium of esports. Champions Field await our warriors. And who is going to be the difference maker? Boston, are you ready for Game 7? They're ready. We're ready. BDS are ready. KC are ready. I hope you at home are ready. Let's get to it. Champions Field. Let's go.
If history's to be trusted, the winner of this should win the event. And maybe timeouts are today. BDS immediately get the goal. Vatira was completely lost in the back corner there. And despite 3 Karmine Corps being just a meter away from the ball, none of them could get goal side of it. Already, BDS, I mean, did they talk about that one during the time? I wonder if that was the plan. I can't imagine that even they expected a goal to come that quickly, but they've got it.
Well, it was Vatira and Rise that saw history go against them when they were the ones that were on the wrong side, breaking the streak of teams that went onto match point and then ended up losing from that position. Now it seems like it's Vatira that's going to carry the curse.
What a pass by Seiko. Pre-flips to dust the defender, and that was all Monkey Moon needed. 2-0. BDS showing that they can come back from adversity, something they struggled with earlier in the season. And now with Rise on the roster, they're completely transformed. They're looking for a third. They've got a third.
Take out the situation. Take out the predicament. BDS don't care. They're world champions for a reason.
Monkey Moon trying to become part of that GOAT conversation. This would take him one step closer. Remember, this would also qualify BDS for the World Championship directly. It would relegate Moist to the wild card. Karmine Corp have got a long time, but a lot to do.
And they've got to just get themselves mentally reset. They've got almost no time to do it, however. 4 minutes. All you get in Rocket League. And look at the way BDS are playing. The most comfortable we've seen them all day. Do they know where they're at right now? Do they think this is free play? This is supposed to be such a tense situation. We got excited on the
my!
Well, the tension's back.
Oh, it's never going to be that easy. Rise with a very greedy play there. I can't believe he just turned his car into a ramp. That is absolutely unnecessary. There's no other way to put it. He's put his car in the perfect position to deflect a 50-50 towards this goal. He's really just hoping that Karmine Corp would be slow to the ball. I feel like that's foolish hope, especially at a time like this.
Oh, Exotic, he's left it. Actually sees that challenge go wide. 2 goals in 3.5 minutes. That was a lot more doable. 1 goal with just over 3 minutes left. Oh, wait a minute, it's Vatira. It's on the goal line. A little bit awkward here for Exotic, not where he wants to see the ball. Preferred for it to be a little bit close to the wall so it was easy to control, and now this team's losing all the challenges. A pinch attempt not happening, but BDS, they weren't anticipating that.
Tachi looking to center for his team. Now Exotic doing the same thing. Tachi goes straight back into the play, cutting a rotation in front of Vatira. They're just trying to create a little bit of space for Vatira there. Get him a free ball to attack. Karmine Corp swarming BDS. Monkey Moon narrowly dodges a demo that would have taken him out of the game. Seiko with once again a perfect clear, just arcing close to the ceiling. Rise with a necessary block there as Karmine Corp intercept once again at Origin. They're not holding back.
Well, we're in a very interesting spot now. A BDS team that don't need to attack against a KC team that will feel very little reason why they ever want to defend. Off the bump, it's over! Oh! Monkey Moon is back to the big stage!
Well, that is not the direction Itachi wanted to go. He's looking to go down the line, but he accidentally curves the ball inwards, and Monkey Moon is there to send it into the open net. BDS are not turtling up here. They're going for a 5th goal, but oh, they're going to get it. The miss from Exotic leaves it wide open.
The blue wall is crumbling before our very eyes.
This is the issue. When you're in a high-pressure situation, you make a mistake on defense, it's in your net. BDS are all over them. Look how much time we've got left. They've already scored 5. Rise is going to try and get a 6th goal, but wisely plays it over the diving goalkeeper.
Well, if we thought it was bad coming out of the first minute, this is horrifying. This is horrific. This is worst-case scenario for KC. Is this gonna be another one? It's a victory lap for BDS. On their way to Brazil.
They just can't not stop them. Karmine Corp's defense is being swarmed. Monkey Moon's flexing on them. 5 goal difference. Karmine Corp have to produce something otherworldly to come back from a scoreline like this.
They'll be spoken about forever if KC can do this. There's one.
Okay.
4 more needed. You know, John, we come into these Champions Field matches, I'm just like, all right, 1 goal might be the difference maker. We got 8 in over 3 minutes.
But the good news is that if you are a neutral fan today, if you don't really mind who wins and you're just here to watch good Rocket League, the French and the Middle East players love to play high aggro style. You're going to see goals today. Teams are not going to sit back on small leads very often. They might happen every now and then, but 8 goals in the 7th game of the upper final will give you a clue as to what to expect for the rest of today.
And if the result stays as it currently is, this could be so deflating for KC. Might be the best possible result for those 2 teams that we have still got in the lower bracket. An exhausted, deflated KC might be waiting. Especially if plays keep going like this. Monkey Moon pops it to his teammate. Exotic will shut that down. But it really just seems like we are walking our way towards the era of BDS reopening. Rocket League, I hope you enjoyed your 8 months without them trying to win everything. Oh, they are back with a vengeance.
Oh, 1 more chance for KC, but well blocked by Seiko. He's had so many key blocks today. Karmine Corp is stretched so thin. They're forced to overextend, and BDS put in a 7. You can't really blame KC for that one particular goal. I think they might already be mentally psyching themselves up for a lower bracket run because this looks as good as over.
We question coming in, Johnny, who took the ice with them? I think we have an answer to that question now.
I mean, both teams had spectacular comebacks in this series. 3-1 down. Karmine Corp going into game 5. They win 2 in a row. BDS against the momentum of Karmine Corp. And really looking like the doubt was about to set in. They settled themselves down. Oh, nicely done. What a goal by Itachi. Not a lot of celebration for that one. A little bit of a smile because he's done well there, not just to score a triple tap with a reset thrown in, but also to shrug off his team bump. I think Exotic wanted a piece of that one as well.
And if this one is done, it's also about sending a message that, hey, we'll see you guys in a couple of hours, and we'll not only beat you, we'll beat you twice in that upper bracket. BDS, what a return to form. A team that looked like they were going to give up their world championship with a whimper are now back. So many people were questioning if Extra deserved his opportunity. He ends up not having it. Instead, they brought in Rise, and they have brought the fight to Karmine Corp. The blue wall met the sledgehammer. BDS move on in the upper bracket.
Just too good. They started better, they finished better. And with an impressive game 7 to say the least, they slammed their rivals into the lower bracket. Karmine Corp will face the winner of Vitality against Rule 1 later on today. BDS will await the victors.